We're back, guys. It's day 4. Welcome back, everyone. I hope you all enjoy the music just as much as Alexis and I do. We have a full-on dance party happening in the back. My daughter walked in here and was like, I thought you were going live. It's like, with music. Yes, we are. All right, so you're back with Maureen and Alexis. We are your high performance coaches. You know, we serve you guys and the high achievers that you are, successful high achievers, to really banish that burnout, that overwhelm, so you have full clarity of who you are and show up powerfully in whatever it is that you're up to. You've built a successful life for yourself, and now you really want to up level it. You want to start enjoying it, right? You've worked so hard to get here, and now you're just like, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing anymore, right? So what we do is we help you with up-leveling your productivity, your confidence, and showing up with influence with those people that you're serving and around you. A few reminders. As you're coming in, remember that we're going to be going over the workbook. If you're new, I know a lot of people joined the group over the last couple of days. If you're new to the group, we have workbook that we're going across. Today is day 4, but you can catch up on the replays, which is in the unit section of the Facebook group. So you have access to that. You've got the weekend to catch up. All these videos will be coming down at the end of day Tuesday of next week. Okay. So we will be removing them. So if you have any friends or family that you feel like could benefit from it, it's not too late to invite them in. Make sure that they register in the portal, even though it's late, so that they can get the workbook, and then they get access to all of the recordings, okay? And then for those of you who don't know, you are assigned your own personal concierge. So your concierge is making sure that you know what time to join, you know where the workbook can be found, where the recordings can be found, and just cheering you on and coaching you along when you're in those threads, doing your homework. They're making sure that you're getting it, finding it. Where do I do this? Where do I find that? Or I want to talk to Maureen and Alexis. How do I talk to them? They will send you the link on how to do that as well. And we've talked to many of you so far. It's been an amazing evening, the last couple of nights talking to many of you. And we're really looking forward to talking to you guys again this weekend. All right. What did I forget? Oh, yes, 5 friends. If you invite 5 friends in, then there are tools that we're not covering, but we told you how you can use them in day 2 and day 3. I think we told you how you can use them. It's the goal assessment tool and the CEO secret weapon template. If you invite 5 friends and let your concierge know who they are, then they will welcome them in, and they will send you these free tools that I just mentioned. The goal assessment tool, which is really powerful if you want to check to see if your goal is achievable at where you are. It'll ask you these really specific questions to see where there are gaps that may have you stalled or stop in achieving that goal. So it'll really ask you those type of questions. And then the CEO secret weapon will be that template. We talked about how to manage your calendar, the productivity. So that will give you an example of what you can make your calendar, your perfect day to look like. All right. So yeah, I think that covered it all. We are going to be announcing, as you stay to the end, we are going to be announcing some winners. We got some prizes at the end. So do hang on till the end. They will be announced. All right. Let's recap what we've covered over the last 3 days. Alexis.
Yeah, so day 4, guys, how excited. I feel like this week has literally flown by. Day 1, we talked all about clarity and that foundation that you want to build upon and getting really, really clear with yourself and how you want to show up in the world. Day 2, we talked about decision making and how do you evaluate those opportunities, because so many can be presented to us all the time. And we want to make sure that we're aligned with those decisions and be able to make those decisions confidently. And then day 3, yesterday, we went into balancing your goals, balancing your life. And we talked all about getting organized and using that daily and weekly planning session to look at your calendar, make sure all of those things that are important to you find their place on your calendar every week, so that you're able to tap in and get really centered with what is important to you and still do all the things, still crush those goals and get all those things accomplished. So today, day 4, we are moving into taking your next bold move. And this I love today because we teach you, and we're going to talk about how to be a quitter, right? Everyone's always telling us, don't quit, go to the end. We're telling you the opposite, but hear us out. So you want to start to evaluate all the things. And I'm hoping that over the last 3 days, you've been able to sort of look at how your life has been, the decisions that you are making, the things that you've put on your plate, the things that you have committed yourself to, and really are able to get clear with what is most important to you and where do you see your life going? What direction do you want to start taking your life and your lifestyle? Now that we've gotten a little bit more clarity and a little bit more understanding of what's really, really important. So we want you to start quitting the things that are no longer in alignment with what you've kind of come into this week, right? And here's the thing though, you don't be afraid to quit those things, but don't quit them. Don't quit things that are just hard, right? But always quit the things that aren't right. Right? So many times we keep doing certain things over and over, or we keep committing to the same thing because we just always have, or we've been doing it for so long. It's just part of the routine. We want you to start to really assess and analyze your routine and figure out what are the things that you want to keep doing, because A, either they're necessary, or B, you love doing them, right? They're bringing joy into your life. But what are the things that maybe you've grown away from? Right? Maybe this is a relationship. Maybe this is a particular, I don't know, not necessarily a hobby, but something that you've been doing that you keep committing to your time or your resources to, but you're no longer as connected as you were when you first started doing that thing. Okay? Don't get caught up in how much time you've already invested. I hear this often, especially when it comes to relationships. I've been in this relationship for 3 years. I've given this person 3. Well, if it was a crappy 3 years, then don't you want to figure that out now and not go another 3 years? And now it's 6 years of your life. This is something I'm sure you've said, I've been at this job for 10 years. I've given them like the best 10 years of my life. Again, if it's not allowing you to grow, if it's not allowing you to move in the direction that you now want to move, maybe it was great for the first 8 years and the last 2 haven't been good and haven't been in alignment with your values or with your future or where you see yourself going or the legacy that you're trying to build for yourself. When you've fallen away from that, when you've fallen out of alignment with those things, it's time to quit. Because high performers, they quit quickly and they quit they quit hard and they quit fast, right? They're go into a new opportunity and it's really not working. And most of the time we know after a little bit of time, is this working for us? Is this not, right? Again, I'm going to repeat the first thing I said is don't quit it just because it's hard, because sometimes the right things are difficult. But if you know inside that this is not the right thing, but you're doing it because you don't want to disappoint somebody else, or you're doing it because you feel like this is what's expected of you, those are the things you want to assess and you want to quit if they don't align. This is so important, because when you are thinking about the legacy that you're living, that you want to leave behind, there's always that conversation when you get to, that last day, where whatever, the last day of your path, whatever that is, and you look back, are you going to be proud of all the things that you did? Or are you going to sit in regret of the things that you didn't do, the opportunities that you didn't take? And oftentimes we don't take an opportunity because we already have so much on our plate. So if you could clear off that plate a little bit, not to say that you need to fill it right back up with new things, but it does leave that room for new possibilities. It leaves that room for you to be able to say, You know what? I've always wanted to do this. I've always wanted to try this. I always wondered what this would be like. When you start weeding away those things that are simply obligations or simply things that you feel like they're expectations, when you start to weed through that, you open up, you create that clearing for new things. So what in your life do you need to quit? Maybe you've known it for a while, right? Yeah. When I said quit something, what came to mind? Are you going to share something, Maureen?
Oh, yeah. I was just going to say that Fritz said something right on. If you are on the wrong train, get off the next station. Don't wait for the end of the line.
Yes, I love that.
Yes. Like, why would you go for, if it hasn't been working for you now, then clearly the way you've been functioning or the way things have been going, it's just going to keep repeating that cycle. It's what we tend to do. It's our comfort zone when we start to do that. But when we know inside something has to change, then that's when it's time to start stepping into it. So let's talk about, like, you can achieve so much, right? You can only achieve so much on your own. Why do you think, like, personal development has hit such a high right now? Because people are getting it, you know, and because incredible leaders are starting to realize, like, they know that as individuals, you only have so much potential when you do it on your own. And they recognize the power of tapping in to your team genius. I'm sorry, that came out wrong. Let me say this again. Incredible leaders know that individuals have only so much potential on their own and recognize the power in tapping into their team genius. So that was the second line on your worksheet today, is on the incredible leaders. So if you're an incredible leader, you already know this. If you're also managing a team, you already know this, that you can really manage your team tapping into their different geniuses, right? In my workplace, in my consulting that I do, I know who's good at what. I also know that if I'm learning something or one of my team members learning something, that I have them share it with the other group, because together we become a powerhouse team. It's not about, you know, who knows more or who knows less. It's nothing like that. We have geniuses in one system. We got geniuses in that system. We call them champions, but whatever you want to call them. But think about, for yourself, what are you doing to make sure that you are expanding in every area of your life? Okay. And remember, everyone wants a cheerleader. You know, just like you're in a workplace, how many times are you seeking for your manager to be like, great job, or to show up and it being in the meeting and being able to point out something that nobody else could see? Sometimes we stop ourselves and not even say anything because we're afraid that we'll look like a fool. But really, everybody's feeling that way. So just say it, because you never know that everybody else may be feeling that way. And when you start to step into and start speaking, you know, with that courageous, confident, influential self, that person that you are, then you will start to see that people start to respect you. People start to listen to you. Even if it was something that was obvious. I mean, if it's constantly obvious things that you're pointing out, then it gets a little annoying. But every now and then, sometimes people are thinking it and not saying it. So it needs to be said. You know, like I said, everyone wants a cheerleader. They desire to be understood, recognized, valued, and appreciated. If you don't have that already in your life, that somebody to be your support, if it's a friend, if it's a colleague, if it's your manager, or if it's your spouse, whoever it is in your life, if you're not getting that type of support that you need, then there are other ways for you to get it, right? You can look into getting a mentor. You could get a mentor, or you could even get a coach, right? So because if you don't have a coach, you don't have clarity. And you may not even have breakthroughs. So we, you know, I took this course, and one of the things they teach us in this course is that you only know what you know, and you also know what you don't know, right? I know that I can read English. I know how to drive. I know all the things. I know there are other languages that I don't know. Right there, I know there's other things that happen that I don't know, but then there's things that we don't know, and that's where the coaches start to come in, right? They give you an objective view and say, well, have you ever thought about this? Or I'm seeing something differently. One of the things, my husband and I, you know, I used to never listen to anything he would say to me, because I'm like, you don't even know me. You don't even know me. But because I was so defensive and I didn't want somebody to tell me what I needed to do or not do. As soon as I realized that he really cares and is telling me something that's going to benefit me, then my conversation and the way I was listening to him was completely different. Now I ask him, I was like, I need you to coach me right now. I'm dealing with this. I can't even see right now. I'm just so, impacted by it. I need somebody to give me another view. Or even Alexis, the beauty of working with another coach is to have a coach. So I can call him like, I need Coach Alexis right now, and so that they can give you that other view that you may not see. We're so tunnel visioned into our life and what we're doing each and every day that we lose visibility. That's where a coach will come in to help you. If you haven't already hired someone, start looking for somebody. Look into what it would be like. If you've had a coach, you understand the benefits. Now, if you've had a coach and it didn't work out, now you know what kind of coach you need. Because sometimes it's happened to me that I've hired a coach and it didn't really work the way I wanted it to work. It didn't really align. Now I know what questions to ask, what values I'm looking for in a coach, and what results I'm looking for. Before, I just was like, oh, everybody else is getting on the bandwagon. Maybe this is the one. But you have to be really, sure with who you're hiring as your coach to see your views objectively and has the expertise, who has achieved what you're trying to achieve, because they will be your experts. They will be able to tell you how to get there faster, right? So if you, without a question, you need somebody. Oh, I skipped something. Sorry. There is something else on your homework. Almost all acceleration is lost in the beginning of any new activity. Okay, so these are for those of you who are trying to start something new, or new in a business, or it's the new year and you've got new goals. What studies have shown is that because we get so stuck in our comfort zone, when we're just think about weight loss, for example. A lot of us have dealt with trying to work on healthy habits, lifestyle. We talk about all that weight loss, all this stuff. How long do you stay? It's the beginning part that's the hardest, right? When you start working out, the beginning is, I always say, I just need to build the momentum. I just need to get past the first 2 weeks. Once I get past the first 2 weeks, I can do it. So those first 2 weeks, 2 months, whatever it is, whatever your goals are very critical for you to make sure that you have a coach or a mentor to make sure that you stay on it, right? To stay on that and to shorten that start time and the learning curve, because they've already done it, right? I have mentors in my consulting that I go to. I'm like, I'm dealing with this. I don't know how to deal with that, or I know what experts to tap into. So, for example, Alexis and I talked about this. Was it day 2? We talked about when we were hiring a business coach for ourselves. We did the homework, and we're like, they're already there. Why wouldn't we want to learn from them? Why are we going to try and figure it out on our own when we can get there faster? Sure, it's going to be an investment, but the ROI is going to be 10, 15, maybe 100 times more because we got there faster. They already did all the, what works and what doesn't work for us. So we get to just tap into what works and skip all the rest of it, right? So think about it that way. But did I miss anything else? I know I'm like scanning through my notes right now.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And, whether it is a coach to, do all the things coaches do, hold you accountable, be objective, be the sounding board, a mentor that is somebody, that is maybe has the job that you are wanting or has done the thing that you're wanting to do. But also, the expert, you alluded to this, Maureen, and I just want to point it out again. There is, no matter what you want to do, no matter what dream you want to, realize, what goal you want to achieve, there's somebody who has already done it and who has already done it at an extremely high level. So and the beauty of the internet is that you can tap into that. So whether you send them a DM, whether you know them or not, and you follow them on social, you can send them a DM and connect and ask to do an informational interview. If that doesn't work, if they're really big and they don't check their DMs themselves, you can read their book. You can buy their course. You can connect with them and learn from them. And because when people achieve a certain amount of accomplishment, they like to share what they went through and how they got there, their challenges. Why reinvent the wheel, try to do everything on your own, go through all the bumps, all the hiccups and go through it yourself when you can learn from other people's mistakes. You can learn from their lessons. Right. So it's so crucial in taking that next bold move because it can be scary, right? If it's something you've never done, we were just talking about this in our group. To achieve things you've never done, you have to do things. No, I always screw this one up, you guys. To get things that you've never had, you must do things you've never done. Does that make sense? Yeah.
Yes.
Right? You want to do something, you want to go, raise up to that next promotional level. Well, you have to have the skills to be able to back it up, right? So in order to get that promotion you've never had, you have to start working at a different level. One that you've never worked at before. So, once you have a coach, a mentor, you're learning from somebody who's done what you want to be doing, then you need a community around you. And this is so key. If you don't have at least 3 friends, peers, colleagues, just fellow strivers in life along for the ride, you're going to settle too quickly for small gains and you're going to limit yourself and limit your potential. The number one most critical factor in succeeding outside of our own efforts is the immediate social environment of our lives. The people that surround us the most, the people that are contributing either positively or negatively to our environment, right? You've heard that saying, I hope I don't screw this one up. You are the sum of the 5 people that you hang out with most,
Yep.
Right? Yes. It is true. And I'm going to actually broaden that. You're actually, some of the 5 people that all those 5 people hang out, right? Because that's who they're influenced. And then you're now being influenced. So it's even wider than that. But you're tapping in to the energy, to the behaviors, to the thought patterns of those around you. So you want to make sure that you're surrounding yourself with quality people that are going to raise you up, people that are going to support you. They don't have to understand your dream. Okay. And this is key. They don't have to understand it. It's your dream and it was sown into your heart for a reason because you're the one that understands it at that deep level. But you do want to surround yourself with people that believe in you, that believe in you achieving your dream. Okay. And, because who you're striving with, like I said, it does matter. And a lot of people go it alone. A lot of people think, oh, I have these great people around me, but I'm not going to share all those things because I'm not sure yet. I'm not confident yet that, I'm going to be looked at as the expert, or I'm not confident yet that I'm going to succeed. How do I know I'm not going to fail? None of us know. Right? So we hold back and we don't share what we're working on, what we're working towards, who we're trying to become, because we fear judgment. We fear that, we may not get the support that we're looking for, and that may happen. Then you expand your circle and you find those people and surround yourself with those people that are going to cheerlead you along the way, that are going to support you, that are going to lift you up when you need it, that you can go to as a sounding board, somebody to vent to, someone to give you that objective advice outside of those mentors and coaches and things like that are absolutely amazing. But if you don't have at least 3 people that you can count on, you need to start looking, right? And now I know that we are isolated in many parts of the world. We're not able to connect face to face, but there's a whole world out there that we can tap into if you do it the right way. Don't let social media just be a distraction, just be a place to go so you forget about, any of your problems or the things that aren't working for you. Use it as it was intended to be in the beginning, to connect people, right? Join the groups of like-minded individuals. You see somebody that's posting and you're liking send them a message. Hey, I love what you posted. I'd love to chat more about this, right? And you can start to build that community around you. It is so, so, so important.
Yeah, and let's just pause right there, Alexis, for a minute. I want you guys to just take a minute. Let's take a deep breath, okay? Okay, now imagine Imagine your life, if you are surrounded by that right community with you, imagine what your life will look like 3 months from now, 6 months from now, maybe even a year from now. If you had the right community around you supporting you, how will you be showing up as really, as yourself, totally clear of who you're being, right? And you're bringing that energy that you always wanted to bring, that balanced energy. So when you get hit with something, you're not falling down the pitfalls, or if you do, you get right back up because you've got the community to lift you right back up. Keep going, because things are going to happen. Things are going to come up. Things will happen, especially in the start of anything. Until you build that momentum, believe me, your mind will be the first thing to tell you that, well, you can't do this. You don't know how to do this. You fail every time. If your mind says that to you, it's time for you to start really making a change. Get out of that comfort where you've been and start stretching yourself, and surround yourself with a community who knows what your goal is and holds you at that standard, so that you're no longer feeling overwhelmed. You're no longer feeling burnt out. You've built a successful life for yourself. You guys are high achievers. You're achieving that limitless mindset. Look, here it is. You are limitless, right? It is possible to be limitless. So imagine, yes. She was like, should I change my sweatshirt? I'm like, no. It's #limitless day, right? So if you start having yourself around a community that thinks limitlessly, that anything is possible, all possibilities, all opportunities, anything can be possible, then imagine what your life would start to look like. Now you're so focused, you're not losing your patience anymore, because even with your children, if you find yourself snapping at your kids, it's because something's not aligned. You're not aligned with who you're being. You're not aligned with what's happening in your environment. My husband was even saying, he's like, why are you all of a sudden like, a different person? I said, I've surrounded myself with people, that like-minded people that think like me, who are ambitious like me, who are driven like me, who are up to great things, and we're supporting each other along the way. I just talked to a client last night. It wasn't even a coaching call. I just called to just check in and just to hear where she was at. And she was like, oh my gosh, she got this. And people are responding to me on Instagram about, my business, all these things. It's just so exciting to hear that. And then there was something that popped up that was, is stopping her. And she had that moment with me where she needed to share it. And I was able to say, and it's perfect that happened. Now you know that you don't want that to happen anymore. So what are you going to do differently? Right? So imagine having that type of friend that's going to help you say, okay, there's nothing wrong with you. Maybe there's something that needs to change, right? So think about, you start to come full circle if you're going to continue the way that you have been. You're here for a reason. You saw something, you read our banner, you saw it on the thing, somebody told you about this, you saw something for yourself because you're like, I want to learn something new. I want to do something better. Something hasn't been working that enticed you to come in, right? So, and your mind is attracted to that because it's looking for that. So that's why you're here. So imagine with one empowered decision, one empowered decision, you can wipe all of those negative feelings, the thoughts, the limited thoughts that you have with just one empowered decision, right? With the right community. And you can start doing the things that you really want to be doing. And we're going to invite you now into our Limitless Community Accelerator. Limitless Leaders Accelerator Program community. That's what we're here to do, is that if you've been following along over the last 4 days, 3-4 days, this is the 4th day, and you've been like, I have never felt this much energy or change or shift in my life, then why wouldn't you want to continue? And this is just what we've offered you over the last 4 days. Imagine being in our community for a whole year, what that would look like, 6 months or a year. Where would your life go? How would you be being? Would you be joyous with your family, with your colleagues, with your spouse? Would you be more connected? How would your life be? And comment that before. What would you get more for yourself if you had the community that you wanted to be surrounded by?
Yeah. And, if you have been here all week with us and, you're ready to take what you've learned this week and go out into the world and achieve that level of success that you're hoping for, and that, and that you're looking to do, then amazing, right? Then take these tools. There is absolutely no catch here. They are for you to use. My hope for you is that you put them somewhere, you print off the workbook so that you can come back to them, because these are things that you can use over and over to help you. And so if that's the case, then incredible. And we'd love to stay connected and be able to celebrate your success with you. But if you're here and, you're like, this has been amazing this week, I don't want it to end. And if you want, if you're looking for more support or accountability, partnership, someone to, help answer your questions, if you are looking for a roadmap to follow and you don't want to have to go through all of those road bumps on your own and take the long way around, then this is for you. It's a 1-year coaching program where we hold you in creating that roadmap and walking through every step of the way to showing up and leading your business, leading your team, in your relationships, creating that dream lifestyle the way that you were meant to have, and the way that you were meant to live, right? That all the dreams that you've been having, over the past weeks, months, years, and experience really purposeful, intentional living full of joy and vibrancy, while continuously reaching for those heightened levels of accomplishment and success. Right? In this community, you will have constant support in keeping you accountable while 10xing your quality output as you eliminate those distractions and elevate your productivity. And, you have seen how incredible our team is. They are in there. They are chatting with you. This isn't just because this is a workshop that we're putting on for the week. We are dedicated to your success, because your success is our success. So for us, failure is not an option, right? Within this community, and within our family, you will have that laser focused, clarity and guidance to get what truly matters to you and dial in on those major moves that you need to make in your life to achieve all of those dreams, to achieve all of those goals that you have, that have been probably bubbling up for you. Maybe you haven't thought about them in a while, and this week, hopefully has reignited some of that for you.
Alexis, you said something which really stood out. Failure is not an option in our community. Mm-hmm. I don't believe in the word fail. It doesn't exist in my life. Does not. I totally written it off, because I want you to think about it this way. Limitless leaders do not even look at what fail is, because it doesn't exist. It's just a word, an arbitrary word that someone put in place. And think about that word a little bit, because what fail means to you means something different to Alexis, means something different to me, means something different to my child, maybe my colleague. Fail is an arbitrary word, just like success is the same thing. It means something different. For some people, it means, monetary value. For some people, it's a position that they're holding. So these words, when you're looking at failure and success, we don't use these words anymore. We're always looking at our limitless way of being. It's not about that I have to be here. I'm perfect where I am, and this is where I want to go, right? This is where I want to go, and I'm going to get there by doing this, this, and this. Many of you have talked about, they're like, well, I can't do that. Why not? Okay, I don't have the finances. Okay, so how can we create another stream of income? Or what can we do with your finances that you currently have and redirect how it's being used, right? So what is it that's priority? So it's in every area of your life, you can start to become limitless. It's not about, failure or success. If there's something that didn't work, you grew from it. There's so many things that I've tried, didn't do maybe the best, right? It wasn't probably the best option for me, but I learned that that's not what I'm going to do next time. I'm much more older and wiser because of it, So think about it that way. There's the way of being that you've been doing that hasn't been working for you. And now you're older and wiser, and you know that something needs to change. And that's what coaches will help you tap into. So, sorry, I just wanted to stop and pause on that. Go ahead.
No, absolutely. And I mean, you guys have witnessed it this week. Our entire team is the most dedicated and generous. We've had so many people in the past, even experts that we've worked with, saying, don't offer so much during this workshop. Don't just give them 2 tools. Don't give them 2 tools every single day, right? Or we've heard a million times, show them the what, but not the how. Like, this is what you have to do, but we're not going to tell you how to get there. We gave it all to you this week. And obviously, I mean, we can't give every single thing that we know in such a short period of time. But imagine if what you've learned this week in, 3.5 short days, imagine what you're going to learn in a year when you have access to not 1, but 2 coaches every single week for an entire year. We've got so many more tools and strategies in our pockets because they all are different for different situations. And we know that while some of the tools are amazing, they may not work for you, right? So we've got other options, other strategies, other ideas and perspectives that hopefully, will. So we've got a huge arsenal that we want to be able to share with you. And we are currently doing that with the clients in our program. And we are seeing massive transformations. We know this program works. We know that, people are, even in just a few short weeks, are experiencing incredible breakthroughs and incredible transformations. And we are so excited to see, we're just as invested, like I said, in you and what all the things you want to create as to what our own goals are. And, we're really excited to be able to extend this invitation and share with you what we have to offer. And hey, it's not going to be for everybody, and we absolutely understand that. But if the stuff that we've shared this week and, you have been able to use it, implement it in your life, and even just see those small wins over the last 3 days, we'd love to have the conversation with you and share even more in more detail about what this opportunity is. But Maureen, did you want to share a little bit of the
program? Yes. So the registration is open. So Concierge, if you can please put the link so that everybody has the link. And if it's possible, pin it to the top. The registration is open to the Limitless page. And here's what you'll be getting. First thing that'll happen is that you'll go through a detailed questionnaire, and then we will actually get really laser focused on what your goals are. And so we'll have a session. We will talk about what it is that you want right now. What is your goals for the next 90 days? We're going to get to know that, because the things are going to change really quick, rapidly as you start our program. You're going to go even bigger. All right. And then you'll get an instant access to our portal, which has all of our worksheets. We've got more of these, believe it or not. We've got more worksheets and extra content, but they will be released to you at the right time when you're ready. Otherwise, it's like information overload, right? So you'll have those, okay? And you will have live coaching calls several times a week. So it's not just that weekly. And look, you get 2 coaches. Most programs are 1. Because Alexis and I stand for team building, all collaboration, we wanted to do this together. And we're going to build that community so you're all doing it together, right? So that's why you get 2 coaches, so you get to tap into 2 different realms of coaching styles, so, and you get access to that. We also have our monthly, which I think we might start doing twice a month. I'm thinking about that because I have a lot of fun in the Leaders Incubator sessions. What is the Leaders Incubator session? It's when we get to tap into your team genius, our community. We all come together. You bring in your goals, whether it's your business, whether it's a project, maybe it's something that you're dealing with at work, and we get to look at it objectively and see what are the pieces missing. What are your struggles? What has you stopped? And we pull resources from within the community or people that we know, or even from our own experiences to help you through that. And even expand it bigger, make those goals even bigger for you. It may sound scary, but you will have the community to be holding that space for you to actually create it. And you'll have the confidence and the influence so that you can create it yourself with your own community that you'll start to build even outside. That'll be an extension of us that'll hold that goal up for you. We'll also do monthly leadership and growth seminars. So we talk a lot about growth and leadership, right? So we'll do a lot of those. You'll also get weekly mindset calls, because who doesn't want to start their week off on the right mindset? If you end Sunday dreading Monday, let's change that. I love Mondays. I love getting it going. I also love Fridays. I love looking forward to my weekends as well. But I don't dread my Mondays. I actually look forward to it. I have it set up so powerfully that it's going to look like how I want it to look like, and not what other people are putting into my agenda. So when it's set up that way, you get to step into your week much more powerfully. Okay, so that's what we work on. Now, the cost of the program that everybody's asking. The cost of the program is for a whole year. Now, we extended this for a whole year. Why? Because have you ever done one of these weekend courses, or have you ever done one of these free 5-day workshops, and then you left, and then you're like, I learned something, but you forget to use it? Or, when the time is when you really need it, you don't remember it. And later, like, I had that. It'll all of a sudden pop up on, in your folders or something, like, I could have used that last week. Right? So that's why we do it for a whole year, so that you have access to everything for a year. And we're going to work on your psyche so that you will start taking these tools and they will become second nature to you. All right. And the whole cost of the whole program is one price is $8,000. And for those of you who need a budgetary, you like to budget your month out, you need a payment plan, then it's $800 a month. Okay. And with the pay in full, you're basically getting, 2 months free? Yeah, 2 months free if you pay in full at $8,000, or it's $800 a month. Okay, so we've got the link down here. All of the concierge have put it there for you. Click on the link, check out the page. There was something I was going to say about that. We've got prizes. Almost forgot. We've got scholarship winners. We've been watching you. We got our eyes on you. We've been seeing your comments. We're seeing who's engaged, who really has embraced this community, and we want you to be a part of us. We're so impressed by the amount of effort you put in for yourself. It's not even for us, for yourself, and you even got on calls with, some of you may have gotten on calls with us, and we're in tears on how much it impacted your life. And those two winners are Terry DeMoro has a 50% scholarship, and Fawzia Reza has a 50% scholarship. Now you can contact either Daniela Reynolds or Jamie, and they will help you on how to get going and get connected with us, so we can get you immediately started into our group. All right. So that's
and I just want to say, if you've never experienced coaching, if you've never had a coach before, jump on a call with us, because you may be wondering what to expect and all the things. And most coaching programs, so even if you have had a coach before, most coaching programs run anywhere from 3 to 6 months, or it's a monthly thing that you go month to month. But Maureen and I were chatting last year, and when we started to put this workshop together, and the last year has been really challenging. And just like Maureen, you said, when you go to that, like a seminar, maybe it's a weekend or something, you get so pumped and you're so inspired, and you're like, I am going to take over the world. And then you get back home, Monday happens, and you fall right back into your old routine. So when Maureen and I were first talking at the beginning of last year, this was a 12-week program. So 3 months. That's what we had started with. And then we were like, geez, I guess this whole COVID thing is going to last a little longer than we thought. So we extended it to 6 months, because we're like, people really need that extra support beyond the 3 months, because there's so many challenges that we were dealing with. And then once we got to the end of 2020, we were like, okay, let's just do a full 1-year program, because people need it. We need it. The people in our group are like, no, I want to have this for the long term. It takes a while, right? To change your habits, to change the routines, to adopt better routines for yourself. So we extended it, and we didn't simply, just times our price by 4, or, you know what I mean, or double it. We still wanted it to be as affordable as possible, because we want to be able to reach and impact and support as many people as possible. So, by all means, check out, coaching programs, and you'll see. So, a year long is, I think, incredible. I'm not even sure that I've seen many year-long coaching programs being offered, but given the in light of the last year, I think this is necessary. I think it's necessary for everybody. I know I get just as much out of our coaching sessions than some of our clients. Sometimes we're always learning. We'll jump off the calls and Maureen will say, "Oh my gosh, I needed that session." Yeah. So I'm dead serious. This happens more often than you think. So we're so excited to be able to extend this invitation. And if you are still wondering, you don't have enough answers, you still have some questions, reach out to your concierge. They've got a lot of information they can share with you. And you can even book a call with myself or Maureen, or even your concierge, to get a little bit more information.
Yeah, you get an opportunity to work with us let me just tell you a little bit about my life, what I've been through, and what you get access to is, I think I shared and mentioned in one of my posts that I grew up in a household where my mother dealt with mental illness. She was bipolar schizoaffective. Being the eldest of the siblings, I basically took care of everything. And that's just who I became. I became a leader, right? And always leading people, always like, come on, we can do this. We can do this. And when I saw my mother, when I was 12 years old, actually in front of me have a meltdown, at the time I didn't know what was happening. But when I realized much older that that's what was happening, that's when I decided that I was not going to be like her. So because of that, I became the person who I am today. I went into corporate America. I climbed up the ladder. You may have seen my post. I started at $13 an hour. I got to 6 figures and then doubled it. And that was in 4 years time that I was able to double it and create more streams of income with that, because of the way I was showing up, the confidence, the influence, right? I knew how to speak the language. And how I knew this, I also had a coach. That helped me. I've spent, I think I told you, Alexis, the other day, I think it's about $100,000 together, my husband and I have spent on ourselves to get us to where we are, so that we show up as our best selves, not only for ourselves, for our children, for what we are up to. So we have a life that we enjoy. We have a relationship where we love each other and are connected, no matter what we're up to, right? No matter what comes at us. I was telling I tell this to all the people all the time, we don't argue anymore. We used to fight. We don't even fight anymore. It's like we have very rich conversation, adult level conversations. We don't get triggered by each other because we've done that development. We have a listening for each other in a whole nother way. We communicate in a very adult-like way, is what I'd like to say. And you'll understand that when you come into our program, when more about how to communicate, how to build relationships, how to influence others without having to do all the things. Right? If many of you have your own businesses and you've got leaders that are leading employees of yours, right? How to develop them so that you're causing that bottom line to look good, right? Your revenue to go up, right? So how do you show up? If you're, in corporate, you want to climb up the ladder. You want to get a promotion. You're seeing other people getting it. And you're like, why am I not getting it? I'm doing all this work. That may be the problem, is you're doing all the work. So we need to up-level how you're managing the work. Once you start to manage the work, then you start to operate at another level. When you start speaking at that another level, then you start getting the promotions. You don't even have to ask for it. They just start to appear, right? So that's who you want to start being. That's what you're supposed to be. That's why you're here. That's why you want to be bold. That's why you want to be confident. You want to get on the camera. You want to be able to speak to your boss about your promotion. Why haven't I been promoted in the last 5 years? I'm going to either promote me or leave. That's not how you speak to them. There's a language to be speaking to them so that you can get it. And they will start to look at you as, oh, we need to develop this person to that next level, right? If you're in corporate or if you're in a job, right? If you're trying to create multiple streams of income, we will talk about that. So I don't think I shared that I'm also a business strategist. That's what I do as a consultant. And so that's what we look at, is where are there gaps that we can start filling in with the skill set that you have and monetize that? And how can we make you more unique? That's the key, is how to be unique. You hear in the, for businesses to niche down, to be very unique in what it is that you do, because that's what you're going to attract. There is some truth behind that. That's what you want to do when you're first starting out, for sure. Then you can start broadening, right? And there's a whole method to that. So we would talk about that. There's so much more I could cover on this. Let me think. I've done. I myself have done quite a bit of personal development that you'll get to tap into, which I've spent years on. I just actually am about to complete one that I spent a whole year on. And actually, Alexis has been with me. I mean, not in that course, but has experienced when we were allowed to bring guests. And she's probably seen the growth in me from last February to this February when I started, right? So it's tremendous. And then you get access to that, right? So and that's what I'm saying, is that you don't have to spend another 3-4 years to get all the training. We already have it, and you have access to both of us. Alexis, you should share about what your training is as well.
Yeah, absolutely. My background is actually in psychology. I have done a number of different certifications, whether that be through certain, specifically in coaching. I have also worked in the corporate side of things for a number of years. And, I'd love to be able to share all of the expertise, the experiences, the perspectives. I am currently I'm a mom. I've got 2 young boys. So there's some, I'm able to connect. If you've got young kids, I went through a lot of trial and error. How do I do the corporate thing with a young family as they start getting bigger? And now I moved from the corporate to do my own business. What was that transition like? What worked, what didn't? So not just the sort of strategy, but we're also able to share perspectives. And, Maureen's got 2 teenage daughters, I think she mentioned earlier in the week. And so we've got 2 unique sets of backgrounds, but yet we're also in alignment with our coaching strategies and the type of coaching that we do. And we're very much, future centric. So we're really interested in seeing that forward growth, that movement. Like Maureen, I was able to move up in the corporate world very quickly. And it was because of the personal development that I've done. And I started in university, like I said, in psychology, and I used all the tools that I got from there, but also the other courses that I have done myself. So we have seen how incredible it can be to be part of something bigger, and when you allow yourself to be coachable and open-minded, the opportunities that they seem like they just come out of nowhere, that they just start opening up, but you're creating them. And so, we'd love to share that with you and be able to go through with you on your journey. And if it's not something that is, if it's not something that is going to work out for you right now, or you're not sort of feeling aligned, and that's okay. There's no offense taken, right? We're not for everybody, and we totally get that. But I would still encourage you to continue in your pursuit in personal development, so that you can sort of find what is going to work for you and with you in creating that life that you love. And if that's with us, then we're so excited to be able to start that with you. But regardless of whether that works or not, we still have another day of this week of this workshop to share some value-packed content with you tomorrow. So don't think that today is the end. We still have stuff tomorrow, and you're not off the hook for homework. So your homework. Yes, for tonight, you'll see the thread go up shortly if it's not already popping up there, is what is one thing that you need to quit right now because it's not aligned with where you're headed? Okay, we opened up today by talking about being a quitter. So what is that thing? Maybe it's a real thing like a job or a relationship. Maybe it's something more internal, like I have to quit, trying to control everything and allow people to help me. Right? Maybe you've got to quit using a particular excuse. I don't know what it is for you, but what is something that you need to quit? Because now that you know who you are, you're more aligned with what's important to you, and you have clarity around the person that you are and the person that you want to become. What is one thing that you need to quit doing to help get you there even quicker?
Yeah, no, great. So we want to see those. The homework hasn't ended and the sessions haven't ended, right? We just opened cart because a lot of you were asking, how can I get more? Many of you are like, how do I work with you? So that's what we're inviting you into. And if it sounds right for you, join us, get on a call with us. I just put up the bit.ly, it's bit.ly/GSC meet. Book a call with us. A few of you we've already talked to. There's a lot more of you. I think I've got some bookings for Saturday already.
And we have the bonus sessions with some of our really good friends and fellow coaches and experts that we were listening. All those entrance questions that you shared your response in the to get into this group, and also any of the posts that we've made. We listen to what it is you're struggling with, because I know it's different for everybody, but we did sort of see some themes of the same things that people are really, really challenged by this year. And so we have been very intentional in the bonus sessions that we have created. And we've invited some people that we really think are going to add value to you, to your life. So just make sure that you are still tuning in. Tomorrow we're back at same time, 1:30. And then throughout the weekend, the schedule's a little bit different, but it'll be in the banner. You can always refer back up to those times. And remember, everything comes down Tuesday. So if you're just tuning in today for the first time, make sure you go back over the weekend, binge watch as much as you can, and stay tuned for those bonus sessions, because I think they're going to be absolutely incredible.
I can't wait to see Alexis, who's going to be in our community. I just can't wait to see that. So bonus sessions starting on Saturday. So Saturday we have Andrew Lawless, who is a coach. He's also a high performance coach. He's one of our fellow high performance coaches. So he's going to talk about becoming more influential, confident and influential, and wherever it is that you are, how to show up that way, your best self. So he's going to talk a little bit more about that, right? So we've already covered some of it. He's going to make an extension, because we saw in your comments, we saw in your questionnaire when you joined our group, that a lot of you are dealing with confidence, or how to say the right thing, or how to go to that next level, how to attract clients, right? You shouldn't have to be chasing your clients. They should be attracted to you in what you're doing and how you're showing up, right? That's what we're trying to build with being influential. On Sunday, we have Vanessa McConkey. She is a career coach. She will be talking about the struggles of working from home, right? We're stuck at home, having to balance, our work hours with our kids, maybe on virtual learning, how to balance that, how to have that conversation with your team, your management, and with your children and your spouse, how to manage all of that with working from home and creating a space that works for you. On Monday, we have Master Business Coach Sean Bierman, who's going to talk about creating radical results, like really instantly making breakthrough results, so that you can be like, wow, I did that. And you start to build that momentum. So that's what we'll be talking about there. And then we have Rachel, who will be talking about tapping into your subconscious. So as leaders, we're very much in tune with who we're being and what our subconscious is either working for us or working against us. So tapping into that and how you can leverage it so that you're always showing up powerfully as your best self. And we'll have some pop-up lives come in. We'll be in there. We'll be talking to you guys on the phone. And then we can get into the DMs. If you can't get the right time, if we run out of slots for you to sign up for that time, then we can get in your DMs and have a quick chat back and forth there. I love doing the voice memos, and some of you who are here I've already talked to on through voice memo. So that's it, guys. This is the end of day 4. Day 5 will be up next, same time, same place, same coaches, same concierge. And yeah, I hate for this to end. This is so great. I love this. We're always on a high when we leave from these.
Tomorrow's going to be great. The topic is moving forward with conviction. So how do you continue to move forward with that confidence, with that conviction? So
conviction. That means without a doubt, this is for you. This has to be, this is what I'm going after, and nothing's going to stop me. That's what conviction means. Not that you're convicted for anything. Not at all. All right, everyone.
All right, guys.